Veamos qué puede lograr. Qué altura máxima él decide hacer. Y lo vemos en la reiteración. Aparentemente entró a 2.74 metros. Eito Yasutoko, el campeón, 2.13 metros. Kevin Robinson, otro rey de enormes aires, enormes alturas. Veamos dónde entró. Kevin Robinson entrando casi llegando a los 3.04 metros. Eso es lo que tenemos hasta el momento. El equipo 4 y el equipo 2 está empatado en el primer lugar en este evento. Pero todavía tenemos 2 eventos, todavía tenemos más acción desde Ontario, California.
Back to the Taz out of tour.
One of the highlights here, the weekend of the Taz Addict Tour, we had the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Hawk made an appearance. Didn't actually compete in the event, but he came out to throw down an amazing demo with some flawless runs.
Brother cartoon character would be Bugs Bunny for sure.
Why is that?
He's just funny. The old Bugs Bunny were the best cartoons ever. I can watch them all day. They were great. I'm a chicken hawk and you're a chicken. Who's that guy? The guy
Foghorn Leghorn.
No, but the little dude, the little chicken hawk that goes around with Foghorn Leghorn.
Oh man.
The little brown guy. The chicken hawk. The chicken. He's my favorite.
I mean, I was a kid, you know, but my favorite one was Roadrunner. I don't really know why. It was just funny because he was always running, and some of them he had skates, you know.
Bugs Bunny and Marvin was always my favorite. And then my son grew up watching Taz, loving that. It's funny how it just transcends so many generations and they keep coming up with new stuff.
My favorite Looney Tune character is definitely Taz Devil. You know, he's the best import from Tasmania. You know, he came over and now he's one of the popular cartoon characters, and it's good to see. So I'm kind of following in his footsteps.
Following in his footsteps, Shane Yost, those Tasmanians, gotta love him. So we move on to triples now. Now you notice you see only 2 riders. Why? Well, Rune Glifberg had to pull out of the competition, so no skateboarder, but they make the best of it anyway. Brian Blyther is multi-talented. These guys busted out a couple of over-under variations. And check this out. He says, hey, give me a skateboard. I'll get out there and take over for Rune. Not too bad considering there's only 2 of them, coming up with a score of 70 right there, working double duty. Team number 2. The best thing about this kind of event is these guys, some of them were fill-ins for people that didn't show up, and they didn't have much time to plan this out. Parker and Eito Yasutoko right there making some good moves. And check this one out right here. Jesse Fritz going for the blunt, coming in fakey off of Parker's top tube of his bike.
And then Eito Yasutoko coming right back the other way. The X Games champion, little invert up on top. Nice. Gotta love it with an 83.67. Team number 3, another stack team. Check this out. Very creative lines. Spinning side to side, Pierre-Luc keeping it all together. Couple over-unders. Great choreography. This is the first time any of these guys rode together on the ramp at the same time. We even got 3 540s next to each other, and then Pierre-Luc going back, they saw what Team 2 did, so boom. Matt Salerno, a little toe tap on there with a 78.33.
I like the 3 540 line here. Why? Because they did it earlier in practice, and Jim Burgess went down hard, hanging his front tire, hit his head, still had the courage to get back up and try it all over again.
Team number 4, Kevin Robinson, Shane Yost, and Matt Duff throwing down some super smooth triples lines right here, getting really, really close. Setting up for a big one right here with Shane busting out some sort of crazy flip variation up and over Kevin. And just when you thought it was all over, look at this carnage. A flare, and Shane just slams right into him. I don't even know how these guys were able to get out of this one without injury. Look at that, Kevin flailing, the bike goes flying. They both got a blast for that. Only high five, sorry.
77 for Team 4. What does that mean? Well, after 3 events, Team number 2 sits on top. So when we come back, it's 1 to go. The best trick competition. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Ontario, California, the Taz Team Challenge, part of the Taz Addy Tour, a very different event.
While bike stunts, skateboarding, and rollerblading all have their own unique scenes, tricks, and subcultures, each has had an impact on the other. Most people are familiar with those defining moments, like Tony Hawk's 900 at the 99 X Games, Dave Mira's double backflip at last year's X, and the 1260 by Shane Yost that earned him the nickname the Tasmanian Devil. But what you may not have noticed is that in each sport's progression, they've borrowed some inspiration from the other. Many bikers and rollerbladers note skateboarding's use of switch tricks in their evolution, spinning and airing both toward the right and the left. Skateboarding's one-footed grinds can be attributed to the backslides and fast slides of rollerblading. And many of the tricks you see in rollerblading, from McTwists to inverts, come from skateboarding. When you sit down with some of the pros and find out where they've gotten some of their inspiration, the answers might be surprising.
See this guy right here? This is the guy that taught me how to spin.
Hey, thanks, Taz, for all the inspiration and your spinning.
Thanks, Taz.
Mixing the sports, you know, I mean, myself being at Woodward Camp all the time, I know a lot of these guys, and for a few of these guys, it's their first time meeting, so it's cool to mix the sports up like that and honestly mix them up, you know, like X Games and things like that. They were like, oh yeah, it's the whole idea is to get the sports all together, but that really never happened because everyone was still worrying about their own events. This putting it together into a team of the 3 sports changed the whole thing tremendously.
The one I've talked to the most is like Salerno. He seems super cool. He actually did a 360 flip on a skateboard the other day, so that gave him a lot of credit, you know.
Like Shane Yost, you know, I did demos with him during the week, and you know, that guy can spin like crazy. If we could spin that fast on bikes, you know, it'd be totally amazing. I mean, we got 40 pounds to spin, but you know, that guy, I've never seen anybody spin as good as him. And the skateboarders, man, they just keep going higher and higher. They're catching up to us, and they might pass us.
Team Burt has been out here riding all week long, having a good time due to several jam sessions. Right now, let's check out some of the highlights from the Vert and Street Jams with over 20 of the best pro bike riders in the sport.
Scary equals difficult. Difficult equals best tricks coming up next. The Taz Team Challenge is brought to you by Warner Brothers, bringing the attitude of Taz and all the Looney Tunes to the world of action sports. By Corn Nuts, feed your soul with 7 mean flavors. Corn gone wrong. And for all things skating, check out asaskate.com.
Welcome back to the Taz Teacher. I'm Ty Chris, and now it's time for best trick. Check it out. Okay. That's it. Let's go.
All right, the stage is set for our 4th and final event, best trick. That was a pretty good one right there, Ty, but I think they're going to be looking for something a little more substantial here on the ramp. John Parker rolling in, getting ready to show you what he's made of. This guy is the owner of a pretty big trick. It's called the double tail whip. Chances are we're going to see it, and there it is. 2 complete revolutions of the bike, body and handlebars not moving. That's a tough one. JP pulling it clean. Look at this one. There's a lot going on in this move, swinging it all the way home and getting the feet back on the pedal, slipping it, but we'll call that one pulled.
John Parker upping the ante right from the beginning. 45-minute jam session format. Each guy needs to nail a trick in the time limit. The judges kind of ranking them all, 1 to 12. Lindy going for a double backer. He has been working on this trick for so long, has never stuck it. To put it in perspective, nobody's ever even tried it before on inlines. That's the first one.
And that one's extra scary because if you look close on that second rotation, his face is really, really close to that coping. Matt Dove dropping in, getting ready to set up here with a couple of 50-50 grinds. What's he going to throw it on? Going, whoa, going for a 540 tail slide right there. Now, it's a little bit different from, well, it's a lot different from a 540 because he doesn't actually leave the ramp. He goes into the 180, into the tail slide with a 360 revert out of it, coming out forward.
Now, Matt Salerno, here's a guy who's been focusing on the coping. Up and over, disaster soul grind, very nice. Now, because the skates are attached to his feet, you'd want to see him doing a little bit more of a rotation into it, but still pretty solid.
You can see right now Matt Lindemuth definitely thinking hard about that double back. Right now we got Jesse Fritsch rolling in. This guy's got a couple big tricks up his sleeve, like this one right here. The heel flip varial indie grab to fakie. There's a lot going on in this trick. Check it out. Flips the board, varials it around 180, and comes in backwards. I think that was the heel flip. If I get that wrong, don't yell at me, guys.
Now, Pierre-Luc, this guy did not become the number 3 skater in the world in vert by not trying difficult tricks.
Trying the kick flip to front side slider to fakie. Very difficult move because your momentum's going in an odd direction right there. Kevin Robinson. This guy's got a couple of big flare variations he's been learning at Camp Woodward due to the vert resi, the vert foam.
There
it is. The no-handed flare to nose bonk in the signage right there.
Looking up at the judges, he's like, hey, check out his hands here. Completely off the bike.
Knees locked under the handlebars, full extension, gets a little squirrely on the landing, pulls it around, muscles it back in.
Now, Matt Lindemuth and Kevin Robinson have been at Woodward. They've been trying to learn these new variations and new tricks. Robinson's been pulling for him. Oh, so close on the double backflip for Matt Lindemuth. You can see the frustration for him. He doesn't nail it. That makes team number 2 with John Parker, Eito Yasutoko, and Jesse Fritsch the first ever Taz Team Challenge champions.
Well, the competition may be over, but this crowd is hungry. They want to see more. They want to see Matt try this thing one more time. He'd actually taken his pads off, and they kept chanting one more time. So he's back up here. This one's all about pride right now.
Oh, he pulls it off. Sick. And look at that, the first one out there to congratulate him, a bike rider, Kevin Robinson. This has been a mission. For months, he's been trying to nail this trick.
Check out the look in his eyes. He is super psyched, chucking his helmet out of the crowd. These people are loving every single minute of this.
A little bit of history again. Matt Lindemuth, double backflip on the vert. Unbelievable.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. It's the best feeling that I've had in the lifetime of my skating. This is awesome.
And now it's time for Corn Nuts Sick Tricks. Check this out. Tony Hawk, Varial McTwist. And on bikes, the no-handed flare by Kevin Robinson. And what can you say? Matt Lindemuth, double back on inlines. A very special thanks to the Sheraton Ontario Airport Hotel, the official hotel of the Mobile Skate Park Series.